Fast fashion has overwhelmed the planet. It's now one of the biggest sources of pollution on the planet, but it's also one of the biggest sources of inspiration. This is really the moment at which we can think about really transforming what we're doing on this planet as a species. And there's no more important place to be working in this than fashion.
I walked into sustainability thinking that I would not, doubting I would be able to have a role. But the one thing you really need to be able to articulate, not just figure out, but articulate well, is the business case for whatever you are asking for in your sustainability role.
Companies are doing an internal self-assessment to determine what sustainability means for them, and then they develop the programs and initiatives that they want to do.
Learn how to develop the business case, because it's lonely at the top for a CEO or a COO. They have a lot of problems on their plate. If you go to them with problems, you're one more person going to them with problems. If you go to them with a solution, with where you've identified something, you've identified risk, you've already created a solution, and they know how much it's going to cost when you walk out of their office, you have a much better chance of having them even remember what you've said, let alone saying yes to it.
You can find your own path within the sustainability field. It has so many different elements.
Whatever your passion is, there is something for you to do in this fight.
I think it's always important to be inquisitive and collaborative.
Like, get curious about what's happening in those worlds and what role other people are playing so that you can figure out your part.
I don't have a disposition of a scientist or a data analyst, but I am always super curious about those roles and those types of dispositions, those people.
And education is I think also very important. We just hired somebody that was passionate about sustainability. They had really no experience in the sustainability field other than like a formal education on it. Of course, they had industry experience from a production perspective in a fashion company.
The barrier to entry is so different than another industry because it's so new, right? Like 7 years ago, when I started, nobody was talking about sustainability in the fashion industry. Now there's an article every single day.
If you know that somebody's passionate about the topic, they can learn all the technical issues behind it. So I think that's something that really speaks to how you approach this and really how passionate you are about it. I would say that there are many different skills that you can develop, but do a self-assessment of what you like, what you're passionate for, and then where you can put those skills into practice.
There is a deep need in the sustainability and communications field for people who really deeply care about and understand sustainability.
And so I think within the best PR professionals and the best marketers that I know that I aspire to work with, frankly, are amazing listeners. They know how to authentically tell a story, and they know how to make sure that that story is being told concisely and with consistency.
There's so much to do around how you package and simplify sustainability message and translate that in a simple way that customers can understand it.
Greenwashing is our biggest issue. It's not our biggest issue. We have so many issues, but this is a really big one, right? Because you need somebody who is a communications professional.
How you can communicate the inherent environmental benefits of a product.
I know why you want to say this thing, but it's summarily not true, or it's going to get you into trouble down the line this way, or it's going to make our customer think this and that's not right. Here is how we should do it instead.
And as those of us who are sensitive, let's say, are passionate about sustainability, know that that takes a lot of research and a lot of patience and a lot of time to achieve.